So we have collected a ton of questions from y'all through a Q&A request on our Instagram stories, and we're going to answer some of those right now. Question number 1. How is Mia doing? An update on her training. If you don't know who Mia is Mackenzie's black lab, who is how old?
She's almost 6 months.
Almost 6 months, and we got her when she was how old?
I don't
Super small. She was like
12
this big.
weeks, I think.
She's really big. Maybe like 12 weeks.
Yeah, something like that.
But she is her service dog, not in training yet. She's been to obedience school. A lot of people ask, when is she supposed to go to her service training? It's kind of a little complicated how that works. We're not exactly sure, but when she gets a little older, because she's in her she's still super young. Very, very hyper and everything right now. So I guess they're going to wait until she gets a little older, then go to her service training, and then we'll get her back, and we'll get into all that. Second question, what is the biggest challenge that Mackenzie has faced with her whole hearing loss journey? From when it all started, when she was 2?
Yeah.
2 years old to now. As you can tell from all of our videos, that she is very uppity. She is she's full of personality, very happy kid. Her biggest challenge, I don't know. Her biggest challenge was actually, I think, when she started losing her hearing. I don't know if we talked about this, but she got, how do you say that? Tinnitus?
I can't pronounce it.
Tinnitus? It's when you're losing your hearing.
Like ringing in your ears.
Ringing in your ears, yeah.
Yeah.
When you lose your hearing, the way they explain it to us is when somebody is losing their hearing, it's like their brain is used to hearing sound, so when there's no sound to be taken in, your mind just makes something up in the sense of ringing in your ears. And she would lay in bed at night, like pretty much begging either me or Megan to make the ringing in her ears stop. And obviously there's nothing we could do but hold her until she cried herself to sleep. And that was a tough time for her. Does Sarah understand that Mackenzie is deaf? I don't really know. That's
I think she kind of gets it, but she forgets to.
Well, she does this funny thing to where, let's say Mackenzie just wakes up in the morning. Mackenzie's just gotten out of the shower, and now she's drying her hair or whatever. And Sarah's trying to talk to Mackenzie. Sarah's 4. She's 4 years old, so, she's trying to talk. She'll scream, like a little sister does, trying to get her attention. We'll say, Sissy doesn't have her earring on. She'll say, Sissy, put your earring on. She knows that Mackenzie has to have her earring, her cochlear implant, on for Sarah to hear. So does she fully understand that she's deaf? I think so.
Yeah.
Okay, was Mackenzie born deaf? How does she lose her hearing? This could be a whole nother vlog.
That was our first video, I think, on here. Is Mackenzie's hearing loss story. So we'll link that.
It's very unique how it happened. It actually happened overnight. Not completely gone. She had hearing aids up to this point. Okay, and the night she fell asleep, she took her hearing aids off, put them on the nightstand. She woke up the next morning, went to put her hearing aids back in. The chime, if you wear hearing aids, when you close the battery cap on a hearing aid, it makes a chime, so you know the hearing aid is working. It did the chime, put them in, didn't work. After a lot of stuff happened, we found out that she had went completely deaf overnight. What caused that is an extremely rare condition called DFNB 911. And it's a number code like that because it has no name. It has no official or no whatever name yet. DFNB 911. Incredibly rare. How did we react to her diagnosis that she was going to be deaf completely? There was nothing we could do about it. How did that all start? What?
Well, at first we thought that it was just fluid on her ears and we talked about that in the other video too, but we thought there was just fluid on her ears and they could just get rid of it and she would be fine. So at first we didn't really completely think that she was deaf, I guess. We thought it was just fluid.
Yeah. remember you calling me at work saying her hearing aids ain't working, something's wrong, what's going on, what's happening? And then I told my boss or whoever I was working with, I was like, hey, I gotta go, something's wrong. Come to find out, there's no fluid. She just lost her hearing. She's completely deaf, and there's nothing we can do.
So I think like that same day we found somebody to teach us ASL. We started learning that, and then, anyways, I think that's all talked about in that other video too.
Yeah. All right. Now, what is the biggest challenge that we faced as a family? Earlier I said, what is the biggest challenge Mackenzie's faced? What the biggest challenge is we had faced as a family? I think that's actually got nothing to do with her hearing loss. But I think the biggest challenge we have faced, us four together, is the loss of our son, James Mitchell, which was, it was a nightmare. It was like, I knew what was happening, but my brain would not let me accept that as my reality. It was like a fog. The day of was like a day, it's like I didn't really live that day. It was like everything else was on pause. Time stopped. Nothing happening was real. It was like watching everybody else's life around us kind of play out. Their day just kind of play out, and we were just sitting. It was like on those music videos you see people sitting still, like completely dazed out, and everybody around them moving in fast motion. And you don't hear what those other people are doing.
That's exactly what it was like.
You just feel yourself in that moment, and everything else around you is happening. But it's hard to explain. But it was the absolute worst day.
We came home from the ultrasound. The girls were all excited to see baby brother's pictures, and then
another really hard part was telling Mackenzie, because she's old enough now. She understands.
Yeah, she understands
what that means to not make it, and she broke down on the spot. And that just, oh my God, it was a day I would not wish that on my worst enemy. That was completely. They did the ultrasound. The nurse that did the ultrasound, she didn't say nothing. And I knew immediately, this is the first time I was going to see little man move on the ultrasound. And she didn't say nothing. And I could tell something was wrong because I could feel it. And her silence, she wasn't saying nothing. She was doing a lot of clicking around on the computer. She wasn't saying nothing. And there was just such a heavy feeling in that room. It just, oh my God, I knew before she. And then Megan asked, if you've never done an ultrasound, there's a TV up on the wall in front of you, in front of the mother. And to the right is the ultrasound tech. The ultrasound tech can see everything on her monitor. She don't turn her TV on so you can see until she knows the baby's okay. She never turned the monitor on. And when Megan asked, can you turn the TV on so I can see him? And she said, I need to check a few things before I do that. I knew for sure right then that. And the doctor came in, and when that happens, the doctor has to come in and like verify that that's actually what happened. They told us, and that's when everything just went. Our whole day just stopped right there, and the rest of probably the next week was just solid misery, and just nothing was real. At the funeral was awful. Megan, to this day, she don't even remember being there. That was.
I remember being there, but I remember nothing about it.
That was very hard.
I remember pulling up.
That was awful. Very, very bad day. All right. You got some questions?
Oh, that was all? Okay.
Yeah, that was it.
So we asked on the Instagram stories.
Very good questions, by the way. Very good questions.
Okay. How's Mia and Mackenzie? We covered that. There's a lot of Mia and Mackenzie.
Yeah. I was so curious about Mia. She's a good dog, though. She really is. She's got a strong personality to do whatever she wants to do.
She does.
And she knows what's right. She's very smart.
She does. And she knows when you're watching her.
She knows.
When you walk away, she'll get around kids.
All right, what we got?
Okay. I like this one. Is it difficult homeschooling?
That's a you question.
Yeah. So sometimes it's very difficult. Sometimes we have to wait till Brandon gets home to where we can because we don't do the video thing where a lot of people now, I think that's what I want to do next year, but A lot of people now are doing the thing where they have a video, so it's kind of like a teacher, and then the kid watches them, and it's like the teacher's teaching them just through the screen, but obviously at home. So kind of like a virtual setup thing like they were doing anyways. But a lot of times that's probably the biggest challenge. And then trying to occupy Sarah Grace while she does some school, but nothing like Mackenzie.
People ask too if Sarah Grace is in school. We're going to be homeschooled.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Kindergarten, we don't know yet.
Sarah Grace is a totally different animal than Mackenzie. Mm-hmm. She is a little firecracker. Mackenzie was not like that.
Kenzi was so calm and I don't know, nothing like Sarah. Okay, I just had one, now I lost it. Oh, why did you want to start a YouTube and a TikTok? YouTube is kind of completely different from TikTok.
YouTube's a whole other animal. YouTube is I'll be honest with you, I didn't want to start a YouTube. I didn't want to do it, but I'm doing it for y'all. This is the more in-depth, more like behind the scenes us. Our first 2 vlogs were horrible. I'll admit that. It's awful. I don't know how to vlog. I'm winging it. And I watched it back before I posted it, and I was like, oh my God, this is terrible. But I did YouTube. I want us to YouTube just to be more like behind the scenes, more like in depth of who we are. And that's why I like these Q&As, because even people who have been watching us this whole 2 years through TikTok does not know these things. They don't know this. They never heard us talk about it. Why we started the TikTok? We used to do videos probably 3 or 4 years ago on Instagram. I used to play around doing Instagram videos. I don't even remember what about. I don't even know what motivated me.
I think it was literally just like little mini vlog type funny stuff that Mackenzie was doing, I think.
I would hate for y'all to even find some of the videos I made when I first started even creating videos. It was embarrassing. People were like, dude, this is dumb. People at work made fun of me for it.
Yeah, I know.
Made fun of me. Now, there you go, kids. If anybody makes fun of you, just keep going. Keep going, no matter what they say. I kept going. They made fun of me. I kept making videos. I don't care. I like it and I enjoy it. Mackenzie loves it. Sometimes we're both like, ugh. It gets tiring, but the biggest thing for me and for her is making people laugh. It's happiness. It's a lot of good that comes out of it. We're able to help people, make people understand. Many people who feel like they're the only ones dealing with a certain situation. If you're dealing with anything, you're not alone. If you have felt it, somebody else has. If you have seen it, somebody else has. If you've experienced it, somebody else has. You're not the only one. In any situation you could ever possibly imagine, there's always somebody else just like you somewhere. What was we talking about before that?
Oh, why you started?
Why I started, yeah.
Okay, so how many dolls are in that house?
Oh my gosh.
So first off,
so many.
I want to put this out there first. We do not buy them toys. No. Like, the amount of toys that they have is not from us.
Y'all should have seen our Christmas to them.
Yeah.
It was like you could fit everything we bought in a 4x4 square.
Yeah.
Not even stacked up high.
Yeah.
Low to the ground.
And that's why we do that, because they've got his parents, my parents, our siblings, and then that's just them. Then we also have our aunts and uncles and cousins and friends. So I do remember about a year and a half ago we counted their dolls, because I don't know what made us do that, but the Barbie dolls, we had like 200 Barbie dolls. And we did not buy all this stuff though.
We didn't buy
other people. This. Plus, you guys keep sending them stuff.
I tell them, when you get something new, throw something away.
Yeah.
Replace the new with the old. Give the old to the Goodwill, or some other kids don't have much, because it's crazy how much stuff you have.
And then baby dolls, it's probably close to 100 or more.
That's so much.
Because Sarah Grace is obsessed with baby dolls. So
you can find a baby doll.
Every occasion, people buy her dolls.
You can find a baby doll that Sarah hasn't seen in like 2 years. One she completely forgot about. Sarah, we're going to give this away to somebody else. Don't give my baby away. Yeah.
And it's sad because she acts like it's really like her baby. So kind of.
She's a good little baby doll mommy. All right, one more question.
Okay, one more. Let's see. Ooh, I like this one. Were you worried that after one kid being deaf, the other one would?
I love that question.
I think a lot of people think that you would worry, but it's not. It's just part of
I tell people
who she is. It's not like.
Okay, with next baby deal, people say, will you be worried that the baby be deaf? Not worried at all. More aware of the possibility.
Yeah.
More aware of the possibility. I'm not going to be worried whether they have some sort of deformity, Down syndrome, whether they're born with autism, any kind of anything. I don't care. Don't care. I believe that any way that baby is made and comes out, any way that baby's created is the way that God intended that child to be. And I will take that child and love that child and say, well, mommy, and all the aunts and uncles and grandparents and everything.
Oh, yeah.
I do not, I don't even know where I'm going with this. What was I saying?
This is so late right now.
What was I going with that? What was the question?
Are we worried that our next kid would be deaf?
Yes. No.
Yeah.
Not at
We
all.
know that there's a chance of it, but...
There's a chance of anything. No, I'm not worried. I will take whatever we get.
Yep. That's it. Just be like hearing child.
Is that it?
You said one more, so I put it down. Exited
Okay.
out.
No, that was the last question. I'll add one more. Are we Christians? Absolutely. We believe in Jesus Christ, that He came to this earth as a perfect human and died for mine and your sins, and then rose again and went into heaven. And He loves you. Dear family loves you. Y'all take care. Have a great night. We will see y'all next time.